And now I have a question for the teachers that work with these two organizations, and they referenced each of you. So you're district teachers as well. So you've not only helped create the lesson plans, the flip charts, the preparation materials around the experience, but how have those plans and materials worked in your own classroom and or been received by your peers? And then secondly, how's it going with the kids? How do they react to those pieces?
Well, the last 3 years, I've really had the blessed opportunity to work with Sarasota Orchestra, to work with Allison in helping to write the music curriculum. And the first year, it was just amazing to me. I knew that the concert was amazing, and I loved bringing my children to hear the Sarasota Orchestra perform the concert. But I didn't know how much work and prep and thought really went on behind the scenes. So when Allison asked me, I know, bless her heart, when she asked me to join the team, I was just so excited because I was going to really see the behind the scenes to the end product. So when I got to work on the team and so on, I got to start working with the active board and so on, and working with the other teachers with the lesson plans. It was amazing to me, and I really like how through the lesson plans, through the flip chart, through the DVDs and other things, it really helps the children to develop that prior knowledge that is necessary for them to really make those meaningful connections during the concert. You don't want to just say, hey guys, we're going to this concert in April, it's going to be fun, we get to go on the buses and we get to go to the Van Wezel. No, I want my students, when they walk into the Van Wezel, they know the proper etiquette to show at a concert. They know all of the songs they're going to hear. They've done activities. They've played games. They know the composer. They have prior knowledge on the composer. They know as soon as that first note starts, things start going through their brains. They think, oh, I remember we did that hoedown showdown for Copeland's Hoedown. I remember this part. I know about this. And they're going to come away with so many thoughts and ideas, and they're going to see that instrument on stage that maybe they're going to want to play when they go into middle school in 6th grade. And in these last couple of years, my motto has been, work smarter, not harder. Because as a teacher in the classroom, day in, day out, and I know the other teachers will agree, there's so much to get done in so little time. And you really have to prioritize. And using the active board, the smart board, everything's there. When I'm ready to start prep for the Sarasota Orchestra Young Persons Concert, the music is there, the reading, the writing activities, the history, everything, the drama, everything is there, ready for me to click on and jump into. So one of the reasons why I love being on the Sarasota Orchestra team, but for the children, they get so much out of it. They don't just go into the concert and think, okay, we're taking a nap now. Instead, they're thinking about the songs, they're thinking about the composer, and they're really enjoying and ready to reflect on it later in music class.
I'm Carol LaValle, and I work with Embracing Our Differences. It's been a few years now, and just for the record, if you hear flip chart or smartboard, it's like PowerPoint on caffeine. That's what it's like, okay? It's very interactive. I can ditto everything that she said. You want to have the teacher make the lessons as easy as possible. The first year when we did the Embracing Our Differences lessons and flip charts, we also made sure there was a beginning, middle, and end. This is what you do before you go to see the exhibit. We even provided activities that teachers were able to do during the exhibit. And then this is what you do when you get home, when you get back to the classroom. It really tied it into my area because, as you all know, Embracing Our Differences is about diversity, and teaching at a high school, that's a topic that we see and have to approach on a daily basis. So it actually, in regards to the students' experience, it made them critically think about the world around them. And so just something as simple as having a teacher make lessons, beginning, middle, end, and discussions, open-ended discussions in the classroom really helped.
I'm Deb Herbert, and I was one of the teachers who's sent artwork to the very first Embracing Our Differences exhibition. And one of my students' artwork, was a collaborative piece, got selected as a focal image. So they were totally tripping out on the fact that their picture was on hats and all this. So I think this is an amazing exhibition that's impacted not just our community, but those kids are grown up now and they're changed because of that. But what's happened with when I get that DVD with the art each year and look at it, it's an aesthetic experience first because each and every work of art is meaningful. And then I have to narrow down the works of art to what I think would be a good representation for elementary students and older, any student that wants to look at the work of art, and be able to look at those works of art and go for that universal theme, which is embracing our differences, and at the same time create a flip chart that is beautiful, that in and of itself is an aesthetic experience, and then to write questions that are compelling and challenging for students that will prompt discussions, not just led by a person who is comfortable talking about art, but led by any person who's using that flip chart. And that's a very rewarding experience. I polled some of my teacher friends who I know use the flip charts. And one of them wrote, she's a third grade teacher, and half of our school went last year. We had 350 some odd students go to that exhibition last year. So she wrote, here was the question: would you say the classroom discussions about the exhibition art, in quotes, were important to a successful or more meaningful field trip experience? And elaborate. And this is what she wrote back. She says, we're all different, and kids know that. It's great to see this message through a piece of art. Also, when we went on the field trip, they were so surprised to see the billboard with the same piece on it. Like they were so shocked that the art we saw in class really existed outside of the classroom. That to me was really, really important because that set them up for success. Another teacher, a fifth grade teacher, wrote, yes, these experiences with the flip charts really helped keep the kids focused on the real meaning of the project. So they were informed ahead of time of what it was all about, why it was important, and then all that preparatory experience with the flip charts and the questions and the time talking about the art was enhanced when they actually saw the work of art and they sat down and they interacted with it. Teachers come back every year and they're just amazed by that exhibition. So it's enriching. I test it out with my kids first in my classroom, all levels. I ask kindergartner questions and the fifth graders questions and see how they respond. And then I send it out to my peers at my school and send it out to a few other schools. And then we do a teaching session with all the teachers who are interested in coming to the training about how to use the flip charts. It's a very exciting and rewarding project.
Thank you, guys. These are fantastic thoughts you have, and we had a plan to have 2 mics, and I guess we are playing past the mic. So this question really is for you, Alex, and Michael. You already sort of referred to the fact that you offer buses and partner with organizations in the transportation piece where you say if you've got a bus, you can find another experience, and that is a wonderful, helpful collaboration that seems so simple at its front end, but has been huge for the ability for students to gain these experiences. And Alex, I know that you have also partnered with other organizations that are here today and done some other things. So you can try out that mic, and if not, I'll give you this one.
All righty. Is it on?
Okay.
Just to give a little bit of background, Gee Whiz began about 20 years ago as an all-volunteer managing board. So we didn't have any paid employees for quite a while. And in order to do some of the programs that we did, we naturally had to partner with other organizations to bring in different kinds of science. We're not limited to just one area of science. That's good and bad because in one sense, we're not limited, but in the other sense, we can go any direction we want, and therefore it becomes a tremendously broad spectrum of what we can encompass and bring to the community. As time went on and our programs grew, we brought on teachers in the summertime to help us with our summer camp program, so we always had certified teachers helping us with that. And along with that, it gave them the experience of doing more hands-on activities and things that they may not have had time during the school year. So our programs became more in-depth, and really the camper benefited from that because they had the ability to complete projects to get a better understanding of what was going on because they were working with regular certified teachers. And the teachers benefited because they could do the things they really loved and focus on a particular area of science, from anywhere from the life sciences to rocketry to robotics. So we looked for those teachers who had those specific backgrounds and brought those things to the museum. Along with that, as we developed programs, we used those teachers to help us with curriculum. Some of them became employees over time. We brought in other individuals like engineers and so on so that we could expand our offerings to the community. And with that, if we were doing something, let's say, in astronomy, or telescope building, we would bring in an organization like NASA to come and visit and give us an update of what's happening with the Mars rovers. We would use our local astronomy group to help the community understand a little bit more about their universe and maybe see something in the night sky that they've never seen before. We just participated with the grand opening of the Riverview Planetarium, and we're very excited to have over 1,500 people come and be a part of that community event. The things that we've done in the past with Florida Studio Theater, with Oslo Theater, actually Florida Studio Theater, during their Charlotte's Web production, we brought in 2 spiders, one tarantula and one garden spider, so that the students coming in could actually have a one-on-one encounter with these creatures while they were waiting for their performances. So as you can see, there's many ways to collaborate and many things that we can do and be a part of, and it's just been a wonderful experience.
Just that, I mean, you had mentioned it, that we allow our teachers to who come to the Embrace Inner Difference exhibit to pick a second location and go to. And it took a couple of years for me to realize that the vast majority of the cost of the buses were spent in mileage. So, you know, we were paying to get the buses to come downtown, and we were paying to send them back to the school. But if they went someplace else, the extra time, it cost us very, very little. And, you know, we maybe spend 10 to 15% more than we would otherwise. But last year, there were 7,000 children who came to us that also went to a second location. And that is an incredible amount of savings for, you know, the other organizations. You know, Florida Studio Theater, Gee Whiz, Van Wezel, and, you know, I was really kind of embarrassed that I didn't think of it earlier when I was paying these bills. But once we thought of it, it was just a no-brainer. And through that, our program continues to grow because, once again, it's another incentive to get the teachers to participate in our program, and it's been a win-win, you know, all the way around for us.